Well, hello. Thanks for stopping in. Today we're going to be talking about worm farming. And if you have access to the link to become a streamer, please go ahead so I can add you to the link.
I get seasick, but I'll take it. I make smart money decisions. I'll take it. I'll take it. Gorgeous. I'll take it. Hi. I'll take it. I'll take it. Oh, I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take it. Take it. Take it. Take it. What do you mean I'm broke? How is that even possible? And that's why Mom and I use Greenlight to teach you about money. Greenlight. Learn to earn, save, and invest together.
There's an app that hooks right up to my phone, and I can see how much insulin I still have on board. It does my calculations for each meal that I'm going to eat. It does all of that math work for me, and I don't have to do it myself, which is amazing. That I'm going to eat. It does all of that math work for me, and I don't have to do it myself, which is amazing.
All right, I'm learning this new system. Is it too loud?
Amazing.
All right, I'm learning this new system. Let me turn my speaker down.
Amazing.
All right. Give me 1 second. 1 second. All right, if you're a guest and you have access to it, let me see. All right, if you're a guest and you have access to it, let me see. All right, how is the sound now? All right, how is the sound now? How is the sound? Let me snag the link so I can give you access to the live. Let me snag the link so I can give you access to the live. Let me snag the link. Let me snag. Technical difficulties, you know how that is. Okay. Difficulties, you know how that is. Do you hear echo now? Can you hear me loud and clear? I need to know. I need a sound check. Give me a second. Let me figure this out. Okay, sounds good. Did I shoot the link to you to give you access to become on the live? Did anyone receive that? I'm going to try to get that up here so I can send it to you. Yeah, it's a new system, so give me a few minutes, all right? I'm sorry about any inconvenience. It's the first time that I ran it on this system here. Think I'm getting it now. Think I'm getting it figured out now. All right. Try to figure out how to invite somebody. I'll shoot you this link. There's the link to access Yarn to become a subscriber. I mean, not a subscriber, but a participant. So let me know if that works for you. Yeah, I'm trying to get you up on this live. Testing. Ooh, that's not echo. I got two screens going, so I'm trying to get this figured out. Like I said, it's new to me. So that's like a bogus one. That's my regular YouTube channel. So I'm not going to use that one. Okay. Yeah, if you got, click on this link so I can give you access to get on if you want to be a participant once again. Okay, I got someone. Hey, give me a mic check. Creek water.
Hey, testing 1, 2, 3.
Cool. I can hear you now. I got you on my phone, man. I appreciate you stopping in. Yeah, like I said, this is new. I'm getting this figured out. The first time I used the StreamYard, I got it for the free trial, and then I switched over to, and I paid like $25 a month trying it out, and I like it because I'm able to connect with people, you know, because on YouTube we see each other on videos, but this is more like personal, you know what I mean?
I'm getting a lot of echo. I'm getting like super echo. I've turned down my volume.
Okay, let me do something else. Give me a second. I'm gonna make sure it sounds right. Is it still echoing?
No, it sounds much better. Sounds much
Okay.
better.
Okay, because I got like my computer screen up and this phone, which I'm using as a webcam, so it gives me access to get it figured out. But I'm glad that you're here, and I know that everything's working now.
Oh, it's still echoing.
Oh, it's still echoing now? Okay, let me try to figure something out. Give me a second, all right? Okay.
Whenever I talk, it echoes.
Okay, let me try something else.
Okay, man. It's echoing on both sides. So I didn't expect to be on your broadcast. I really didn't. I'm trying to find my hat. I look like hell. So, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Just give me a second. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Is it still echoing? Do I still echo to you? Is it echoing?
Um, I don't know yet. I have to talk a little bit, but I've been watching your videos, and
Okay.
I'm gonna start. I'm gonna try to start a worm ranch, worm farm.
Well, that's cool. So what made you get motivated with worm farming? About my videos.
Because I live way out in the woods.
Okay, where do you live? If you don't mind me asking. Where do you live at?
I live in I'm in South Mississippi. I'm in Pearl River County, Mississippi.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about your story. How did you become a YouTuber?
I've been if you'll check my profile, I've been a YouTuber for I've been in a YouTuber for like 9 years now.
You're kind of breaking up.
Yeah, I know.
It's okay.
I really didn't expect to be talking to you,
Yeah.
but I tried to start a worm farm last year, but we got so much rain. I got so much rain last year that it drowned all my worms.
Okay. So what kind of worm?
So I'm they're just like I said, I live way out in the woods. You wouldn't believe how far I live out in the woods. I'm living a primitive life.
I think I might have lost you. Let me see something.
Okay, well, listen, AJ. I
Yeah.
think it's yeah, AJ. Man, it's good talking to you. I'm going to keep watching your videos. Okay.
Okay. Appreciate you stopping by. And what's your first name again? What's your name, your first name?
My real name is Ken.
Okay. All right. Hey, yeah, appreciate you checking out the videos and giving the support to my channel, being a YouTube friend and stuff. So thanks for stopping by, and I appreciate you taking a few minutes out to connect with me.
Okay, my friend.
All right, man. Appreciate you. You take
I'll
care.
keep watching your videos.
All right, thank you so much. How's it going, Barchuckin? Like it says, if you have that link that I invited you guys to, click on that so I can give you access to being on here. Like it says, I can't really, what I'm saying, I can't really say much because I can't see you, but okay, I got you. All right, thank you for stopping in, Matt Akers. I appreciate you guys coming in. All right, there's no echo. Hey, Barchuckin, do you have access to that link? Hello? That's fine. I appreciate it, Matt Akers. Do what you got to do. Take care of your personal stuff. Yeah, if you got the opportunity to join, go ahead and get on it so we can talk face to face. Hello, Empress Yaya. It's good to see you. Good to see you. But if you're not on the, am I speaking too loud? If I am, I apologize. But I kind of talk loud, so I got to tone it down a little bit. Okay. And how it's set up, you have to authenticate to click on that link. So hopefully you have access to it. Let me see something. Try it again. Sweet. Appreciate it. All right. All right. Like I said, I'm just toying around with this for a few minutes. I'm going to get this bad boy figured out. But if you have a question, let me get this. Like I says, I'm a noob. I can usually go Facebook, YouTube Live, but like I said, this is completely different to me. You know how it always works out. All right, Barchuck in the house. Can you hear me, Bar?
Yep.
What's up, boss?
Doing good.
Good to see you, man. I like this. It's like we're face to face for the first time.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I like the setup of this.
StreamYards.
Yeah, StreamYard, because I can actually click on people, you know, and check you out. I used to do, you know, the YouTube lives. They're more not as personal, but this is sweet, dude.
Yeah.
So when I put the link in, it showed up in the feed, right? Is that how it worked out again, or did you get it from your address? Or
I got it from the email.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So when you sent it to me, I'm on my phone. So
Yeah.
I clicked on it, and then it sent me through Safari, and I logged back in through StreamYard through the YouTube.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely glad you're here, man.
Yeah,
That's
glad to be here.
awesome. So yeah, today we're gonna be talking about some worms, you know, and I want the experts in here to help me out, you know. So
Oh yeah.
so yeah. So if anyone has questions about worms, shoot them out because we'll be able to answer your question. And how it plays out, if you have a question, hit a Q. Let me get this set up. And then give me a second. Give me 1 minute. Like I said, I gotta set you down for a second.
Yep.
But I'm not gonna leave you.
You'll go ahead and be a professional after another couple times.
Yeah, exactly. It's always the first time.
Yeah.
But there's no echo. So that's good. Let's see. Here it is. That's how you do it. If you got a question, you just put a Q and like do worms talk and art, you know. Rick Barchuckin and I can answer your question, or who else steps into this live feed can answer your question. You know,
Yep.
you got me jealous though. I can call you RB because I worked with a guy. His name was RB. But you got me jealous, yeah, because your weather's nice, man, and I'm jealous.
Well, we were just 60 degrees this morning, and this cold front came through. It's down around the mid 30s right now. So
okay,
but, you know, so it was a big drop in temperature, but besides that, it's not too bad right now.
Okay. Excuse me for 1 second. Let me grab my headphones, see if this works with my headphones, okay?
Yep. And then just in case anybody that's watching, my name's Rick. I have the channel Gardening with Barchuckin, and I do worm videos and also do some gardening stuff. I just made some raised beds for the backyard, and just recently harvested some castings. I have a 1 pound red wiggler bin, so that was pretty nice. I got 12 pounds of castings from that bin, and it was a harvest after about 2.5 months.
Yeah, and it's cool because you asked me who to get worms from, and you went through Northeast Worms and got your worms from him. Great guy. Yeah, I promote so many people because everyone's good, and the people that I promote, they don't have beef with other worm farmers, and that's what I like. You know what I mean? Because back in the day, I used to be competitive. You know what I mean? I didn't want people to know what I know. But there's so many people in the world. There's no way you can keep information from so many people, and we need each other to be successful in life. You know what I mean?
Yep.
The garden worm lady's here.
Hey!
Hey, look who's in! The
Hey,
VIP. All rise. The president's here.
Gracias.
Hey, I appreciate you coming in. The thing that's crazy is different times and it's hard to connect with people. But I have a question. I'm gonna put it up here and we're gonna answer that, okay? Introduce yourself, garden lady, and tell them what you do, if you don't mind.
Where's the question?
The question's there.
I don't see a chat on the side. Okay. What is the best container to use for your worm farm? We're thinking about using watering totes. What are your thoughts on that approach? What are watering totes?
Yeah,
like
I don't know what
totes from like Walmart?
Yeah, what
Oh,
are watering totes?
Does he mean like a water trough for like livestock?
Is that what you mean, Matt Acres? Like a big livestock trough?
Because I've seen people raise worms in troughs. I
And
have.
that's what I want to do. I want to get a trough and just have it outside all year, but it gets like 15, sometimes 50 below here, and my
It'll
worms
be
wouldn't
all right.
make it.
The
So
worms,
that's
yeah,
what-
they'll be okay. They'll
You
be
think they
okay.
would be?
Yeah, you just have to drill holes at the bottom of it so that they
Okay.
can escape for the winter, and then they'll come back. And if
Okay,
you
I'm gonna-
cover the sides of your trough with straw,
Okay.
insulate the top, they'll be okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
here's one of the bins that I have. It's a tote. It's
Yeah,
it's 14 gallons. I picked
I
it up
remember
at
that.
like Lowe's,
Mhm.
and the very first worm bit I did, I drilled holes in the bottom and had like a plate or a little bit of plastic underneath.
Yeah.
And about, I don't know, about 6 months ago, they all started kind of like leaving. So I was like, ooh. So it was weird.
Yeah,
so what
it is weird.
with these, I didn't drill any holes in the bottom.
Yeah.
I have holes in the top and the top and like the sides. So I notice that they do crawl on the sides a little bit, especially kind of when we have storms. So I don't know with the worms I got, there's probably some blues in there, but
Okay.
but they seem to be doing a lot better now in this type of setup for me.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to drill holes at the bottom of a container like that if you learn how to control your moisture. Any worm bin that has that leachate coming out of it, it's too wet. And that leachate, people don't use it. It's toxic. It is not a worm tea. It's really toxic, and you should just discard it. The reason they climb on the walls like that is because they look for moisture. So maybe your bin is a little dry.
Okay.
Worms like it more on the wet side, but not drowning. But they would always prefer a little more wet than dry.
Gotcha.
I know that. Yeah, my African night crawlers right now are not doing well. When we had the ice storm here, they're in my basement. My house hit about 60. And yeah, I have a few that are surviving, but they're cold sensitive. So we'll see what's going to happen.
I'm sorry. I said I wish I could get African night crawlers, but they wouldn't make it because in my basement it's pretty cold, probably about 56. I don't really know.
Yeah,
But
they're not going to make it unless
Yeah, I
you
don't
keep them
want to have-
upstairs. They're a good worm and they're big, but they're kind of fussy and they need like a lot of attention. I think more than the others because of that. But they're a fun worm to have if you want one, But they're definitely fussy. That's why you don't see a lot of worm farmers raising them.
Yeah.
Just a few because of that, because it's a lot of work.
I seen the one message come in. Yeah, that one that I showed is a 14-gallon container, so it's a little shorter, and then I have a 28-gallon container that's a little taller.
Hey, Matt Acres, I don't need a mod for now because it's new. But if I ever need a moderator, I'll definitely use one. But just hopefully, everyone's professional. I just hate when you get the trolls. You know what I mean? The thing that bothers me about trolls, they can do the same thing we do, but just choose to jerks.
You can use a 17-gallon container. You can use any container, anything really, anything. And like you like upcycling things, AJ. If someone doesn't need one of those containers, just ask them for it. Most people will give you one for free.
Mm-hmm.
So I've done garbage pinking in the rich neighborhoods.
I got you. That's right. That's right. So I
You
got a
wouldn't
question.
believe what you find there.
Uh,
Yeah.
I got a question for both of you and the viewers too. Were you embarrassed to talk about worms when you first got them? You know what I mean? Were you kind of like? Because I was embarrassed. I was like,
Oh,
I
me?
don't know.
Oh, heck no. I told everybody.
Okay.
Everybody. But people, people think I'm a little odd anyway, so that's all right.
Talking on YouTube, it's
They
fine
do.
with it. When I was mentioning it to the guys at work, they were like, "What the heck are you doing?" And I'm trying to make some black gold for my garden, man. Come on.
Exactly.
Yeah, when I worked in the jail, the inmates would call me the worm lady. There's the worm lady. Nobody cared, I didn't care. I think I've just gotten so used to them for so many years that people just know me as the worm lady.
Uh-huh.
Except my mess in the back. Our youngest daughter decided to move back home, so
Okay.
we're not empty nesters anymore. So she
I hear you.
got all her stuff. So, oh well, it's all right.
Yeah. On my channel, I always promote people. I was telling our RV. It is RV basically,
Yeah, yeah.
but like I was telling, I'm not scared of competition. I'm not anymore. I'm older, and I'm like, we got to get the word out to help other people and educate them about the benefits of having worms.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't see worm farming as a competition because there's such a great need for it. And there's such a worm shortage in our country right now. Like Samantha from Mimi's, me and her talk a lot. She agrees with me. It's not a competition. We got to get them out there because they'll help you eat everyone's scraps. And there's plenty to go around.
Uh-huh.
Oh
A
yeah.
lot of people start and don't make it, but by little tips that we can share, then hopefully they'll be successful.
Yep. Exactly.
But
So
you'll know you have blues, Rick, if they're thin and their clitellum is like very, very flat against the body, you'll know that they're blues. And I think blues are incredible worms. I really do.
Yeah, and that was my big thing. It really doesn't matter.
Hey, Adrian.
Oh, yep. Hey, Adrian. It really didn't matter to me if it's blues or the red wigglers. I prefer the red wigglers, but yeah, as long as they're going through this food scraps and making the castings, it really didn't matter to me.
That's what I do too. I did score a set of pure red wigglers though, Mycenia fetidas. I did get, and they weren't cheap. But I know the farmer that sold them, and he does have pure, and I'm gonna keep them on hand. But I'm just gonna keep my other ones too. I mean, nothing wrong with them.
That's the go live. Does not give live. It's the go live. I did a typo, spelling and talking. It can't multitask. I didn't know Mad Acres Farms were empty nesters. They're way too young to be empty.
Yeah. We were for a few months, but that's about it.
I hear you. And you're going live. When are you going to go live? Tomorrow.
Probably tomorrow. It depends because it's my birthday on Wednesday, and my daughter came home from college this weekend, so we're trying to do stuff. So we'll see.
Yeah, I have a road trip. I got to take my kids to a state speech contest, so I'm not going to be back till late. So I'm going to try to make it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I want to make it so I can be there, but I might be tired. But there's no excuses for my BFFs. Got another question too. If you guys want to answer it.
Do you sell your compost and tea, and what do you normally sell it for? Rick, you sell your compost?
I can answer this right now. I do not sell anything because I don't have that much. I just harvested my first batch, and it was only about 12 pounds. So that's going to be all for me for right now. But I do, try to do the videos, and I probably will do some worm tea and show you how I'm going to make it and put it in the garden. But for right now, no, I'm not selling anything.
I got to do my bin for.
I do my castings. Is that your bin?
Yeah, he sees them in the back. I just got the shelving because my basement was like, you can see like stuff over there doing laundry and stuff, but I like it's more organized. I can actually get to stuff,
Absolutely. It makes it easier to work with.
Plus, I'm getting old, so I got to.
My dad always told me, you're as old as you think up here. When you decide up here, you're going to be old, then you're old. So
exactly.
I do sell my castings. I don't remember how much I sell it for. It's on my website,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna
Um,
start selling more of my chow because people are asking me for it. And now that I fixed my solution with that machine, so I'm gonna take it outside.
I hear. And there's another question for you about your channel, Garden Lady. He just wants to know your channel name, and it's the
What's your
Garden
channel
Worm
name?
Lady.
The
Yep.
garden, yeah, the garden and worm lady.
Yep. And I just did a video, gave her a shout out for her business. So
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah, that was very good.
that's cool.
My husband got in a car crash day before
Oh.
yesterday. He totaled his car. He's okay though.
Okay.
Okay,
But
sorry to hear that. Though.
I got a rental and I saw your thing pop up and I'm waiting and I was watching and he sees me laughing and he comes, "What are you laughing at?" I said, "Look at AJ put," because he knows who you are, you know. So we watched it again. Thank you. That was so sweet.
Yeah, like I said, I only give it out to people that I really care for, and you guys are great people. You know, this community is great.
you.
And see,
I mean,
even he said that.
your channel from the beginning, Rick, you know.
Mhm.
And AJ, I think I came in on your channel when I think you only had about 600 subscribers.
Yeah.
And then it grew from there.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know AJ was one of my first, probably in the 10 or 15 range,
Mhm.
you know, starting off. So I really appreciate it. You know, he's doing a great
Yeah.
job, really promoting channels and helping to get, you know, the word of the worms out there, and then you know, kind of bringing a nice group of people together.
Yeah. And I've been watching your videos, AJ. I watch everyone's videos. I just don't comment all the time because I put them on in the background while I work. And you're giving out a lot of good worm information.
Yeah, but I'm still learning. Like I said, the thing that makes us all unique is we all put different things in our worm bins, and everyone's successful. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I wish.
Or you'll kill them all like I did. I've killed worms in my 20 years several times.
Okay.
It just happens sometimes.
Yeah.
You can't control everything, or you do stupid things. You know, like I've
Yeah.
done a few things.
You know, the worst thing I
Right
ever
on
did
there,
was.
Adrian.
I'm sorry. The worst thing I ever did was freeze my worms, and my wife said they wouldn't come in the house, and I snuck them bad boys in. My neck's hurt because I'm like, I can't afford to waste another $40. You know, you know what I mean? Because it's a good investment, and you try to take care of it. But now it's like, they're in the house. She knows they won't get out of the bed, and like on my one video, they won't crawl upstairs, get in your bed, and cuddle. So I don't know why people think worms are gonna, crawl on you like a spider. Movies kind of trick them.
Yeah, we're all weirdos, Adrian. We're all weirdos. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's all right. People
And-
call me weirdo. That's okay. But people have gotten used to me by now.
Yep, you're right about feeding the worm food, the scraps, because a lot of people, we need to be educated. I have a workshop at my YMCA in April to educate. Me and another guy, his name's James, and he has worms. He lives right down the road from me, and we're gonna get together and do a little workshop at the Y. We're not gonna give 100 worms this time. We just want to get people started and familiarized with what worms are gonna do. Thank you, New Orleans Garden, for stopping by. I appreciate you coming by. Seriously, it means a lot to me and the community.
Enjoy your dinner.
Yeah. But I'm looking forward to doing this workshop, just to educate people.
Yeah,
now, my kitchen worms upstairs, I give my kitchen worms upstairs everything.
Okay.
I don't need a whole bag of lemons, but if I use a lime to season something, I throw it in there. They get onions, garlic, everything. And I've never had a problem. Of course, moderation. Don't go throwing like 10 onions in there. But if I chop up one onion for my dinner, I throw all the scraps in there. They eat everything. They really do. Samantha from Mimi's Worms, she does the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's just a lot of misinformation out there.
You know what's cool though? I got this stream today. It's hard to. Everyone works different schedules. It's hard to connect. But you got one going tomorrow. And then Mimi Farm, she does one on Sundays. Yeah. So there's one tomorrow if you want to connect with, the Garden Worm Lady, and then there's Mimi Farm, she's live. So
yeah, her name is Samantha, and she's been worm farming, I think, professionally for about 4 years now. And she's got a big farm and her family, Yeah.
Because I asked her in the comments, I said, the thing I like about you as a person, you're not scared of competition. She shares her business. She shows you how she makes things. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know you.
Yeah.
We all have our secrets. We don't want to give them all the secret sauces, but just the
Yeah.
basics to motivate people.
Well, I
And
give out my basic cow recipe, but the one that I sell, I don't give out.
okay, I can
Well, because I
understand that.
sell, you know. Yeah, I think Gaetano needs to hide his. So he even told me I'm going to take down my worm cow recipe, but it's out there, so he might have to tweak it a little bit.
So just to touch back on, you know, some of the no foods.
So through Amiga, Adrian speaks Spanish. That's so cool.
In
He's
the
awesome.
in the house, I just do, you know, kind of my normal scraps. I have an outdoor compost bin, and that's what I throw everything in. So onions, citrus,
Yeah,
peppers, whatever that goes outside. And
right.
if they don't like it, the worms can go down or go into a different part of the garden. And when it kind of calms down, then they can get back into the compost. But the outdoor, that's kind of like my no rules. I'll throw whatever in that one.
And I'll bet you the worms attack that one. I bet you they go after it up there.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
like my blue barrel in the yard. It's the no
Mhm.
rule barrel. I've even put dead animals in there that I find on my property,
Yeah.
and they eat it, all of it.
Yep.
Well, it's gonna lay dead in the forest. I might as well just be in my worm bin, you know. So
Mhm.
Yep. It's all about that bacteria.
do worms talk?
Exactly. Exactly.
Worms don't talk, but I think that they have personalities.
Yeah.
Because all my worms, the different species, they behave different. They have different likes and dislikes, and I've seen through years. Yeah, like European night crawlers are amazing worms, but they're like kind of amazing. And then you got the blues who are thin and like wild. You know, they're ready to party.
Mhm.
The red
Exactly.
wigglers are neutral. They're just like chill worm. So they all act different. And the African night crawlers, well, you never know with them. It depends if it's hot or cold, whether they think they're on the beach or in a blizzard. That depends how they move or not.
Yeah.
But they all behave different.
Mhm.
But you know. So
Yeah, I
Rick,
gotta get.
you to do some euros, tell me and I'll send you some.
Okay.
But set up your bin first.
Oh yeah. 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 That would be the only other type that I would be interested in doing right now would be European night crawlers, in addition to the red wigglers. But you know, like I said, this new bin that I have with the pound, I'm loving it. They are just tearing through food and making castings. It's awesome. I wish I would have did it sooner. You know.
That's okay. Spring is coming. You'll have plenty for your garden.
Oh yeah.
Have you been shopping for seeds?
This year, not really. I kind of got into it a little bit last year, but I've kind of been busy with work and different stuff, so I haven't had as much time. But you know,
I know. I watched you last year.
yeah, I was going crazy ordering stuff all the time too. I still have some stuff that I need to order. The last thing I need is more seeds, but I'll probably get some.
What I thought was, where is he going to fit it all? Where? And then I watched you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they'll last you a few years. You know, you don't have to worry about them.
Yeah, and basically I started some hot peppers that my grandfather had in his fridge for about 15 years.
I agree.
And they actually still germinated.
Oh yeah.
I planted 20 and 13 germinated. So if you can keep them cool and in a dark place, you know, the seeds will last quite a long time.
Yeah. I have so many seeds. I think I got rid of some. It was just too many. But this year we're doing the windrow in the garden. At least one to start with. I don't know if we're gonna do two, and I'm gonna plant on the other side. So we'll see. Oh, there's one of them.
Yeah, we're in the worms.
Look at that. You notice that the Louisiana swamp worms I have don't have those little stripes. They're like a solid red.
So what's different about those worms, Louisiana swamp worms?
They're like a cousin of the red wiggler. They're a little bigger than the red wiggler, but a little smaller than the European nightcrawler. And basically they behave the same way. They're just red in color and they don't have like those little stripes that these guys have. But they're composting everything really well.
There's a
They
question
really
down
just
there.
fast. They just take
Is
them
Yeah.
out.
Is it
See,
possible to have too many worms in the worm bin?
Yeah, it is. They'll if they overpopulate the bin, they'll regulate themselves. They'll die off, and they'll make the bin enough for them. Then it's never going to overflow. It'll regulate itself. That's why my towers, when you have towers or you have a bin like yours that you want to add another layer to it, that's why people add another layer so that they can keep going. Because when I have my tower to 6, there are worms through the entire thing. But yeah, they will regulate themselves. That's why when you breed, you're only really supposed to put about 500 worms to a bus bin, maybe. Sometimes I do less because the more room they have, the more they'll breed.
mhm,
Pretty clever
exactly.
creature. Pretty clever creature, I think.
I'm trying to get your website, your YouTube channels up real quick. So bear with me for a few minutes.
So Rick, now we know how to do the live thing at the
Yeah.
same time. So
Well,
well, I don't know how to do it. I knew how to get in, but that's about it.
this is the one I was telling you about, the StreamYards,
Okay.
where you can bring multiple people in.
Yeah. Well, if you set it up, I'll join because I don't know how to set this up. You should see
Yeah,
my I crashed this week. It was horrible. I went through a lot this week, guys.
yeah, I had a little technical difficulties because I did a lot of research on YouTube, and I still kind of had glitches. But
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna invest in a webcam and all that other stuff. But my phone's doing all right for me right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm on my laptop because my phone I don't think will do it.
Yeah,
are you
I'm
Apple?
on my phone. So
I have an older phone.
Okay.
one of the flip ones.
No, they made me get rid of that one. I had one of those. I liked it, but no, it's an iPhone 6S or something like that.
Okay.
It does its thing, but
Yeah, Barchuckin upgraded a new microphone. He sounds really good on there.
yeah, I
Yeah.
saw you got it. You like it?
Yeah, it's the new one is corded, so I gotta be careful and kind of pay attention to where I'm at. But I thought it sounded good when I loaded it up, and that's why I was like, well, let me ask before, to make sure everybody can hear it well. And yeah, everybody was saying it was great.
Oh yes, it sounds really clear. It sounds really good. So AJ, all your worms are in the basement. Do you have any upstairs in your kitchen?
No, my wife would kill me. Seriously, she would kill me. Like I says, I snuck these in the house, and then she got over it. Thank God. I'm like, she don't like watching my videos.
No.
She don't like worms at all. Yeah, he's right about the fish tank. Fish only get so big, and you can overpopulate a fish tank. So good feedback, Mace. But yeah, no, she does not like worms at all. Even my boys, they'll touch them, but they don't really care for them.
Yeah, one of my daughters likes them. The other one won't bother. She won't touch them. But the first time I got African night crawlers, they decided to crawl out of the bin. And my husband came downstairs and V, there's snakes on the floor. He didn't know I had them. I said, they're not snakes. They're African night crawlers. Anyway, I ended up killing that entire bin. I don't know what I did. This was like 10 years ago. So
what's going on, Worm Weirdo?
Yep, good to see you. He does a lot of videos. A lot of good people in here.
Hi, Worm Weirdo.
LP's here. Hello, LP.
How you doing?
Yeah, if you have any questions, shoot them in the chat. And like I said, if you want to become on the live stream, anyone, shoot that link. Because I have it where you had to authenticate. I don't know how that process worked, but I don't want spammers in here. I had them on YouTube, on my YouTube lives, and it's like they waste your time. It's like, come on, man.
I had a few too. I don't. I block them. I get rid of them. But yeah, it's annoying. I run into a lot of scammers on eBay. And yeah, sometimes that's challenging. I do sell a lot of worms on eBay, but my gosh, there are some people that are unbelievable.
So do you have problems with scammers like trying to buy something from you? You know?
Yeah, what they'll do is they'll like order worms and say they didn't arrive or they arrived dead or
I was thinking
just
about that.
all this stuff. But
Yeah.
or show me a different picture of a different worm because I have a way of arranging the shipping box that I know if it's mine or not. It's a trick I came up with, and they send me pictures of something else, and I'm like, those are not my worms.
Mm-hmm.
eBay usually is on my side, but I had some lady leave a crazy comment on my page, and she never even contacted me first. She says they died, but I know they didn't die. But I would have still worked with her because I like having good customer service, and but that's all right.
Yeah. But there's so many dishonest people.
A lot of weirdos out there, so not weirdos like us, like the real weirdos.
Yeah,
exactly.
But yeah, eBay can be challenging. But it's also fun, I've eBayed for years. I call it my eBay adventures. I bought so many worms from eBay. You should see the stuff I have gotten, guys. I got worms one time sent to me in a PVC pipe.
Wow.
That was interesting. Yes. From Alaska.
Did you see Diane's worms on her previous video? Diane or something? But they sent her worms loose in a box. I'm like, that's weird.
Oh, yeah. Did you see that? I saw that too. And I thought the moisture, and they must have crawled out.
Yeah,
I thought that was weird. And to ship that large amount, it was like 8 or 10 pounds or something.
Yeah. And did she have pot worms too in that box with the worms?
Those little worms, they did not look like babies to me. But she did say they were pink. They didn't look good on the camera, but she said they were pink. But I've never seen baby worms in clusters like that.
Okay.
So it didn't look like baby worms to me if I were to, give my opinion.
Thanks for stopping by.
It's probably nothing to worry about. If those are pot worms, it'll be fine.
Okay.
Well, they work also composting, and there's just too much food or too much moisture in there, and they'll leave.
I just watched the new person's video, and she uses like the kitty litter containers.
Yeah.
For I think she's gonna want to go bigger, but I told her if you have your comments disabled, this only made for kids, I said that could hurt your channel because we can't connect if you only have it made for kids. And if I would have had mine like that, we never would have connected, because I don't like videos if I can't talk to you.
Yeah, in the settings, there's a setting that you have to disable.
Yeah, a friend of mine just started a bowling channel, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll check it out. And I was like, dude, your comments are disabled. I said, some people, if they can't comment, they don't even bother, stopping by.
Yeah, they don't.
They can't kind of interact with you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Did he fix it?
Yes. Yep. And it was with it just starting, it was checked like for kids or comments turned off or something. So I told him, I said, check a couple of the boxes, and he was able to get it fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a huge difference for everyone.
But yeah, that'll be an issue with the comments, but you got to disable that.
Yeah.
You want to talk. Well, AJ, you got to convince your wife to let you bring some worms upstairs.
We'll be divorced. Like I said, she is anti-worms. I'm not gonna lie. I can fight, but no, I'm not. I wouldn't win that battle.
Oh gosh.
Nope, I would not win that one.
Yeah.
Well, my post lady, she's told me, V, if they ever get loose in my car, I'm coming after you.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
She don't like them. She doesn't like them either.
Let's see. We have there's 6 of us, 3 on the live and 3 others watching. If you want to become on the live stream, just click that link that I put up there. That says it's open to the public. So if you're legit, okay, here we go. Okay. That's awesome, Brooke. Brooke's new
Brooke
too.
feels
She
your
started
pain.
making videos. I think Brooke has 6 subscribers right now, or maybe a little bit more than that. But she's new, and I
Okay.
threw some comments on her channel too to encourage her. So if you
Well,
get a
hi,
chance,
Brooke. I'll look for your channel.
Yeah,
I'll look for your channel.
yeah, let me see if I can get it up real quick. I'll put on the link if anyone else
Garden.
wants it. Yeah.
Sometimes I just write the names down so I could remember.
And the one nice thing too is with gardening, you know, I have people I watch that are out in California, Texas, Florida. So, you know,
Yeah.
while cool here, you know, I'm getting to see these guys and they're harvesting tomatoes and you know, lettuces and all kinds of neat veggies. And I'm just like, man, spring can't come fast enough.
Yeah. And I think I'm even colder than you are. Because you're
I'm zone
Virginia?
7A.
You're
Delaware.
Maryland.
Delaware.
Delaware. Oh yeah. I've been through Delaware. Well, I'm in southern Indiana, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
Midwest, you guys get it kind of rough.
we get cold, but
Cold in
not like the Northeast where I used to live in Jersey, but yeah, it's cold here. We can't wait to go outside.
Hey, Brooke T. Garden, put your channel in the link if you can, so someone can click on that if they want to become a subscriber to your channel. Oh, that's it. Thank you for the kind words. See, I was the first subscriber. Oh man, I'm honored.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. I wrote down your channel, Brooke, because if I press something, I'm afraid I'll disappear. I wrote the channel name. I wrote it down. Brooks.
But hey, but what I need you to do, okay? If you get tired or burnt out of making YouTube videos, please let your community know, because there's people I was friends with, and all of a sudden they stop making videos, and you kind of want to know if it's health related, you know, or something like that. But like in one of my videos when I said when I'm no able longer to do, you know, take care of my worms, I'm the type of person I'll let you know if I have health issues and stuff. You know what I mean? You know, so it's like go ahead.
Yeah, like when I had COVID for the first time last year, my worms they suffered. I didn't see them for about 6 weeks, and I thought they're good. No, they were still alive. They were lethargic, but they were alive, and I was slowly able to bring them back. But yeah, it took a while, but it goes to show how hardy they are, because they actually survived that. I mean, total neglect. You know, my family wasn't worried about my worms. They were worried if I was going to go to the hospital or not. What in the world?
And I heard you were sick twice. You know, you just had a video where you said you were sick twice.
Yeah, I got it again.
But I'm glad everything's working.
I had it, and it just makes you really tired. It just takes like everything out of you as far as energy and stuff. But and then I fell down my stairs in the front of my house on the ice, and my shoulders are all bruised up, and I got
oh no, that's not good.
No, but I have camera watching my house for security reasons, because you know where I worked, and I actually watched the video of me falling, and you know it's kind of funny. I got hurt, but I had to laugh. When I went down, my Chihuahua was the only one who came to my rescue.
Oh no.
The other dog ran. She came, Mom, what's wrong? So but I was able to get up and just come inside. It didn't break anything or anything.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's the ice, you know.
That's right.
Ice storms are dangerous.
Yeah, they say you kind of want to walk like a penguin, real short little steps.
Yeah,
that's
no
right.
big strides.
And good luck, because you're probably gonna go down anyway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She wants to know what her channels are again. You know, I do worms, and when I first started out, I did everything. You know, how to be a YouTuber, but then I checked my analytics, and it's more people that are U.S., you know, India, Philippines. And I'm like, okay, they're more focused on gardening, you know, stuff like worms and you know stuff like that. So that's why I switched all the way over towards gardening and green topics. I wish we could talk about everything, but people don't want to see that stuff. But she wants to know what your channel is about, you know. So
my name's Rick. It's Gardening with Barchuckin. Barchuckin is a nickname that I have with bowling. And I do a lot of gardening in the spring, summer, fall, and then kind of in the winter, I get more into the worms. So.
Hi.
Yeah. Oh, someone did Cammy.
Laura.
Hello. Hello. Yeah.
Okay. That's my oldest daughter.
Okay. Tell us hi.
Yep. Hey.
Hi. She went to get us Chinese. So I'm the garden and worm lady. I go by V, but my name is actually Verushka. I have a Russian name, and it was hard growing up with that name. But I do everything, more worms, garden. I sometimes cook with what I grow. People have asked me to make cooking videos because I worked as a correctional cook for many years, and I'm a chef so. And I like to do that, but worming has always been my passion, for 20 years now. So, but I grow rosemary and people like, what do you do with it? So I show them. And then, gardening.
Yeah.
For me to get food, I have to drive so far that I just go outside and pick a tomato, so I don't have to go all the way down because I live in the forest up on a mountain. So, yeah, I don't like going that far for food if I don't have to. So,
Barchuckin has like 6 billion seeds now. I'm like, man, how do you have room for all your seeds, boss?
Yeah,
the worst part is
a video of me
thinking about getting more.
No, don't get
it's
more.
Addictive.
You have too many.
I know.
You can never have too much food, though. You know what I mean? Especially when you're storing up for the winters.
Yeah, I seen Worm Weirdo said she fell and had it on a video. Hopefully, she was okay.
Oh my gosh, it was so funny. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I immediately downloaded it and had to send it to my daughter, and they were laughing.
Did you look around and make sure no one saw you? Because usually,
there's no one here. There's no one here. I was by myself out there with my dogs. One ran and the other one came to rescue me.
Yeah, it's not as bad if people don't see you when you look around, but if they see you, like,
I rarely see people here.
Man, shit! Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, they had to go to the hospital.
Oh no!
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the ice is nothing to mess around with.
No. That's why I don't like winter. That's the thing, because a lot of elderly people, that's when they get injured. In Iowa, where I live, somebody falls, it's like crap, you know what I mean? And it's like, I hate winter because of ice. And we have a lot of black ice. You probably get that too, but man, it's terrible. Like today, tomorrow it's supposed to be like 45. And then it's supposed to go back down to like 15 or 10. And then the wind chill will make it 15 below. And we usually don't.
I like winter, but I don't like the ice.
We usually don't get to do our gardening until like the second week after Mother's Day, because we always get this late frost and it sucks.
Yeah, that's what we do. We usually wait for Mother's Day, but here they call it Derby Day because of the Kentucky Derby. What did there? Absolutely love worm farming. Mine are due to feeding now. Coffee, Senta Blue, mixed bin up to 100. Wow.
Whoa.
You have to be careful. It overheats. Starches, never blend your starches into your bedding because you will heat up that worm. You can even cook your worms. I did that accidentally one time. I mixed rice into it, and the bin got so hot on the outside, I had to lift my tower up and put sticks in between to get ventilation in, and I had to mix up the bedding every 5 minutes until it came down in temperature.
Wow.
So if I do feed rice, it's only a surface thing and it's on half of the bin. So never mix starches in. Bread, don't mix it in. Yeah, it can happen because it ferments really fast.
So how does rice heat up then? That's what's weird though. Even if it's
fermentation. The starches and the fermentation.
Wow.
Yeah, the bread too, the starch. Oh yeah. Yeah, it'll heat it up. And you can feel it. It's if you put a lot, oh yeah, and you'll either the worms will run or you'll end up killing them.
Matt Akers is I encourage him to get started. I'm not tooting my horn, but a lot of people came to my channel or your channel and they're like, Akers encouraged me to get worms. I'm like, that's what I like doing. I'm glad I took that step to make YouTube videos because
Yeah.
if I never did that or you guys never did that, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't connect. Life
Right.
has its reasons, and whatever happened before, there's always a reason
right.
why things happen. And I'm thankful that we're friends, man. Like I said, thank God
Oh,
for technology and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
don't be
yeah, this is
afraid
awesome.
to try. Don't be afraid to try to raise worms. Just give it a try. If you accidentally kill them, then figure out what you did wrong and just try again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what I've done in the years. Oh boy, I think I've done everything to mine. And
I
you
want to
just
thank
learn.
everyone thanks for the kind words, everybody. And that's all I am. I show the love. You know what I mean? Like I says, I can't focus on AJ because by myself I can't do nothing. Sorry, I gotta get back in the camera. I'm all, but yeah, man down,
Myself.
woman
There
down.
you
My laptop fell.
Thank you, Matt Akers. And they live right down the road from me, so I'm gonna try to do a road trip, hopefully, and connect with them. But I pour concrete, and once the spring comes, I'm busy. I'm putting miles on in that mixer.
Yeah, the beer grains. Beer grains
Yeah,
will make your compost hot.
yeah, they have
Worms like it. They love that.
I think the worm weirdo uses the worm towers. Is that correct? Because I use, like I said, I use bins. You have bus bins and you use totes, and I use a tote. And I never used a worm farm. You have a worm farm 360 and all that too, don't you, worm lady? Gardening.
I do. I have the 360 one. I have the regular one. I have one called gusanito, which means little worm in Spanish. I found that somewhere on the internet. I don't even remember. And
Okay.
I've had the original worm factory for I've had it for like 20 years, and the thing never dies, it never breaks. But yeah.
I hear
And now I
you.
got the frog one, and that's one's up in my kitchen. But my husband bought it in purple, so I could be a little more stylish because I like to decorate and clean and do things like that. But that one hangs in my kitchen.
But I'm sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought. You said about swamp worms. Are they like mild tempered? Do they try to get out, or how do you control them? Do they have to be at a certain temperature, or you know what I
No, yeah,
mean?
I raise them just like the red wigglers.
Okay.
I know they come from the south, but so far they're doing well here. I've heard that they do well with the cold. They the basement hasn't bothered them at all. They're very active. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I changed up my bedding a little bit. I added more. It's like a sawdust, like wood flakes, not chunks, and I added straw. I composted many years with straw, and I like it because it takes longer to break down. So
Okay.
I'm not having to sift and do all that like fast. But the castings that come out with straw and leaves is amazing. It's black. It's so dark.
So I gotta I'm gonna sneak attack you. V. Did the worms eat the maxi? Did
They
the
did.
worms?
They
They
did.
did.
They did. Chomp, chomp, chomp.
Oh my! I can't watch that one. That was.
Well,
Oh my God.
that's a green thing. I
Yeah,
mean, I have two daughters.
Exactly.
That would have cost me $1 million. So
Exactly.
that was yeah, and I had a lot of friends in Texas that did it too. A lot of
Okay.
friends and even the gynecologist said it was a lot healthier and stuff. But
Okay.
I decided, well, the worm's probably gonna like them, so I tried it. I wasn't sure if I was gonna put that video up, but
I
I thought,
understand.
well, people think I'm weird anyway, so okay, let's go. I did it. But yeah, they ate it. I put a diaper one time in there, like 100% cotton diaper, like a cloth one, and they ate that too.
Okay.
So yeah, worms like cotton. So if you have an old T-shirt, you can moisten it and put it on the surface of your worm bin, and it keeps everything nice and moist. And they'll eat it eventually.
Hello, Francis. Good to see you. She does a lot of great videos too. This is another YouTuber.
Hi.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I've subscribed to her. How are you? Good.
The
I'm finally so far I can see the comments.
you went ahead. You gave me a good idea to try composting some straw. When I brought the leaves in, it was wet in like fall, and I introduced the slugs, and I am kicking myself in the butt right now. I picked about 2 or 3 out every maybe 3 or 4 days. So
Yeah.
I definitely I'd still have to try to figure out what the heck I got to do to alleviate that. I know a few tips that people gave was about changing from feeding like food scraps to more like a worm chow.
That's funny, Brooke.
I'm gonna try that.
Well, one day I took leaves and I introduced them to my worm bin, and you know the little snails, the ones with the little shells on them.
Yeah.
I had a million little babies. I mean, they were adorable, but I couldn't control them. I tried everything. I ended up dumping that entire worm bin into my garden and the worm and that compost. I had to.
I'm not to that point yet, but it's very frustrating.
Mine were bad. I kept squishing them. I mean, I tried everything. Nothing. Nothing worked. So I had to get rid of them. But yeah. So now when I bring leaves in, I really crush them in case I smash anything, a snail or anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know me, I don't put leaves in because I've seen other people that did that. I'm like, no, I'm not even gonna risk it. And I've never had mites, thank God. But how do you eliminate mites? I mean, if you get them in there? How do you get rid of them? I don't know how you get rid of those things.
I sprinkle DE on the surface, but it's got to be the food grade kind because they have another one that's a chemical. Just get the one that says food grade and wet your surface down a little bit and then sprinkle it on top and leave it alone. Like don't wet it again because it'll, But mites are a natural part of composting. You just have to watch for the red ones. The red ones are like predatory mites. And also another thing that works for flying insects is, believe it or not, mosquito dunks.
What? Seriously?
Yes, mosquito dunks are a natural bacteria. I think it's BT. So you can grind them up, and for each of my bin, I've put like 1/8 of a teaspoon and sprinkle it. And I have less like fruit flies and just things and it doesn't hurt the worms. It's a natural bacteria.
Yeah.
If I'm right, I think Brooke P's garden. I think she had a problem with some dead worms when they arrived. Is that correct, Brooke? So I think she did her first video. She had European night crawlers, and some were dead. And I know another thing too.
Mites like moisture. So if you have a lot of mites, fluff up your bin every day and let it dry out a little bit. It's not going to hurt the worms, but the mites will definitely die.
There's a question. I'm sorry. There's a question right here. I never use DE, but that doesn't DE affect it? Okay.
No, it doesn't. As long as you get the food grade kind, don't get the other one because then you'll kill everything because it's a chemical. And it's very fine powder. So when you're working with DE, wear a mask because you don't want to breathe that in. I mean, it's so fine. It's even finer than flour. So yeah. And a bag will last you forever. I think I've had my bag for like 7 years.
Yeah, I've noticed a few mites in mine, but nothing too bad. So I just kind of let them go.
Yeah, and they'll be there. Even if you don't see them, Adrian, they're there. They're just part of the world of composting. They won't hurt anything unless it's the bad ones.
The thing that's good about mites is because of pets. You know what I mean? Oh, they're kind of like little fleas, aren't they? Is that what they kind of are? I don't really know. I mean, I know what they look like. The little tiny chiggers or whatever they call those things.
They look like them. But chiggers will like bury under your skin. I've had chiggers on my arm from working out in the woods, and it is horrible because oh man. But these won't do that to you. And you know what I notice when there are mites naturally, because they're part of the composting world, they don't get on any other of my surfaces.
Okay.
Like if they're they're only in the worm bin. Like I don't see them crawling on the floor. I don't see them get on the leg of my table. They're just stay contained. Because if they were everywhere, then I couldn't have them upstairs in my house.
So what does your husband think when you get those? Does your husband like freak out if he sees mites in your bin? Does he ever mess with your worms or not? He doesn't.
No, he doesn't mess with my worms. That's my thing. He just provides them for me. Like I've gotten anniversary gifts, and he gets me worm bins or worm. He got me a worm magnet for my fridge, and He just provides the things for me because he knows that makes me happy, and it's just my thing. But yeah, he helps me once in a while. Now he helps me build things that I need because I can't build a lot anymore because of my hands. So when I say Joe's building this, yeah, Joe builds it. He put the grinder on that cart for me because he was afraid that if I took it outside, it was going to topple over. It's very heavy. So.
And don't you have a trommel, or do you handshake sift all your castings?
Well, I had that lady Cheryl donate a sifter for me. It's a
That's
round
right.
that I sift. But we recently got a vibrating motor and a regulator for it. And there's a worm guy that I'm subscribed to is Composting World, I think his name is, or World Composting, something like that. I don't remember. But he has a video where he upgraded his vibrating sifter. So Joe's going to build me one like his. Because the vibrating sifter, like Gitano has, they're in the thousands. And I honestly don't want to invest in that because, I'm debt free and I'm not going to take a business loan or anything like that.
Exactly.
So
that's awesome.
We're going to build it and we'll figure it out and we'll play with it. And, I got some springs to see if the vibrating will help it bounce and move. So that's what we're going to try next.
Yeah. So the one I made, the sieve, it was with the 1/4-inch hardware cloth. Mm-hmm. And I think it was like 25 inches long by like 20 inches wide. So it's actually too big for the bus pan. So when I was trying to sift, that was a pain. So I'm going to either look to make something smaller or even just kind of invest in something either off of Amazon or find the 1/4-inch and like an 1/8 inch, hardware cloth type material to help with the sifting. I know V had that hand trommel, which was kind of cool, or the hand spinning sifter. I probably would like to get something like that, but I don't think I'm going to be getting anything like that right now because I just built the raised beds in the backyard, so that was a little bit of an expense, and I still need to get some compost to fill them. The one thing I would recommend for people is check around, do like a local search. It's actually in Pennsylvania. They harvest mushrooms and they offer mushroom compost for free. If you can get
wow.
Now, if you have a vehicle like a large truck, they can load it for you and it's like a $15 fee or something. So that's something definitely search, for any I did a search for compost and then really found that.
That's awesome. And worms like mushroom compost.
Okay.
They do. You can use it in your worm bin for sure.
With like the fungus.
Free.
Yeah.
I like that. That's awesome.
Can you explain to Princess what a trommel is, if you don't mind? It's kind of like a big screen on a pulley.
It's like a big tube made out of a screen and it spins. Usually they have different sizes. The top of it will have 1/8 of a screen, and then it goes to 1/4 inch so that the first part of the screen, you get the pure castings, and then you'll get eggs, the cocoons, and then the rest you'll get like baby worms and just the bigger chunks, and then the worms go out the other end. So,
hi, Dan.
You're not going to rescue every cocoon. You're just not. I've tried sitting there and picking them out. You're not. You'll give yourself a nervous breakdown. You can't do it. Don't just let them go. Let them go. When I ship worms, I'm like, they're cocoons. Let them go.
I'm trying to bait some out now, and I was like, I'll give it about 2 weeks on the cup, and then maybe one more time, and then whatever's left, it's going in the garden.
That's right. And Rick just harvested.
There's so many, you just can't do it.
Oh, I know. There was a ton.
Rick just harvested a lot of castings recently. Yep. That was awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. So it ended up being 12 pounds.
On average, how long does it take you to sieve castings? It could take like 2 to 3 hours. It depends on. It's not easy.
I was recording the whole time, and the battery died on the phone or on the camera. So I was like,
Yeah.
I went to say something else. I was like, oh shoot, the camera turned off, and then looked, battery flash, and I'm like,
Oh no.
So yeah, so luckily I had another one charged, popped it in, and finished up. But I think I had an hour and 20 minutes of recorded time.
Oh wow.
So then it was like, okay, cut this out, cut this big
Cut
section
that
out.
out.
Yeah, it's time consuming.
Fast forward.
When I first started worm farming, I used to dump the whole thing on a tarp and sit on the floor. But that would take me hours because I just didn't want to let any of the little babies go. I wanted them all. And one day I was covered in castings. I said, I can't do this anymore. So I just let them go. And that was it.
Yeah, it probably would have been funny. I ended up, when the battery did die, I'm looking and I still had about a third of the sieve covered in. I just picked it up and shook the heck out of it. Worms and castings went flying everywhere.
Wow.
I looked on the ground. There's a whole bunch of little, baby worms crawling. I had to run inside, get a dustpan, sweep them up. I was like, okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, if it ended up being like it said 2 hours, I was like, okay, I'm done.
Exactly.
Have you had castings in your hair yet? I've had castings in my hair.
Not yet.
Oh yeah, I've had it sprinkled all over me.
Yeah.
Yeah, castings when they're wet, it is like impossible to work with. Oh boy, it's a sticky mess. It really is.
So do you store your castings once they're sifted? Do you put them in a closed container, or do you allow air to keep staying with them? How do you do yours?
I put them in a container with a lid on it.
Okay.
A little air gets in, but it's not sealed 100%. But there's debates on castings whether you should use them wet or dry, and I've used both, and for me, both work.
Okay.
So I've taken my castings, let it dry 100%, and then I've planted them and re-wet it, and my stuff has grown. So I don't know if the microbes go dormant or I don't know. But I've bought castings online and I have received them completely dry. And I've made worm tea out of them, and it still works fine. Yeah, there's a company that sent me huge bag of samples of castings. I forget the name. I have the bag in my worm room, and it was such a fine powder and completely dry, and it worked fine. So I don't know. I think people just prefer one or the other.
So with my castings right now, I have it in a 7-gallon tote. I have the little bait cup in the center. I have a clear piece of plastic on top, and then the lid on top for right now.
Right.
And like every 2 or 3 days, I just kind of pop open the lid, see, I'll see the baby worms on the clear plastic or whatever. And I go, okay, well, I'll give it another couple of days because I can see in the top of the bait cup it's clear. So
yeah,
like it's still kind of high, so it hasn't broke down yet. So I was like, I'll just leave it and pop the lid back on it.
Exactly. So question is, what kind of food do you give your worms? And this is a question for us. And I just give them food scraps most of the time. We don't drink coffee anymore. We don't percolate it. So I give them, because we eat a lot of bananas, a lot of scraps, like stuff like that. That's what I give my worms. Cardboard and newspaper are my go-to things. Dan wants to know, what do you feed your worms?
Yep. So for the bedding, I go with the cardboard. Now in Delaware, they got rid of you can't have plastic bags anymore. So they started using paper bags now a lot. So the brown paper.
really?
So I shred that. I shred newspaper and I shred cardboard, and that's kind of my go-to for the bedding. And then any type of thing that I grow. So pieces of tomato, pieces of green pepper, I'll put in there. I just harvested a bunch of carrots, cut all the tops off. That goes in the freezer, and then I throw that in the bin. I definitely try to freeze the food first and then bring it out, hopefully a day before. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't. So so with that, it helps to basically freeze and break those cells up, and then it kind of turns more to mush, so then the bacteria and the worms can get to it a little quicker.
That's right.
Okay. If it has insects on it, it'll kill them.
Correct. Yes.
Well, I
So
feed my worms. It depends. My pet worms, I feed them everything. And my breeder worms mostly get chow, but I do give my breeder worms kitchen scraps also occasionally. I know a lot of commercial worm farmers don't do that, but I like to do that for mine because, I don't know. I just feel bad for them. Why would you eat chow all the time? But anyway, as far
mhm,
as my bedding, I do everything on the planet. Right
mhm,
now, I'm doing straw and pine shavings and pit moss. It's not peat moss. Pit moss is like it's like a shredded paper. It's in
mhm,
big bags. You could get it at the farm store. The reason I did that is because the heat in my worm room was drying out my bins, and you can tell when it's drying out because it'll be dry on the edges. But when I started using this bedding, my bins are staying moist longer, so it's less work for me. But I've done newspaper, cardboard. Um, I did construction paper one time, and it looked like a giant rainbow in there. I think I've done everything. Tissue paper from the dollar store, like the one that you put gifts in. I've done that. So yeah, I've done so many things for the years. Oh, a rabbit manure. Sometimes I mix rabbit manure into the bedding because they like manure.
mhm. So you
So
have rabbits too?
doesn't smell. No, we had a rabbit and a raccoon or something. Some predator got it out there. They opened the hutch. Yeah, it was awful.
Wow.
But no, I either buy it on eBay or I get some kid around here to give me some because I live around farms and there's poop everywhere here.
Mhm.
But no, I don't have time to take care of the rabbit. I wish I did, but it was my kid's pet, and once it left, I said no, it's in heaven, no
Mhm.
more.
Yeah, and that's the thing with worm castings too. Like this feedback here. Yeah, you don't want to just get someone that just feeds their worms as cardboard only. You want to get everything in their
Yeah,
bodies. All the different. Like we need all types of vegetables and
right.
proteins and carbohydrates as well.
That's why I was thinking about trying to add some straw this season, see how that
Mhm.
that works too.
So if you add straw and your worms are going to be inside, go to like Tractor Supply and get like chopped straw. It comes in huge bags and it's not expensive because that straw will be clean.
Okay.
I've used straw that I get at the farm store, like in my garden, and I've used it outside to compost. But when I bought it in the house one day, and it had a whole bunch of bugs in it, so I had to get it back outside right away. So at least you know that the chopped straw will be a clean version.
Okay.
And it'll last you forever, Rick. You'll have the stuff forever.
Well,
And they,
I was thinking about using it for a mulch too in the garden.
yeah, yeah, they like it. They like it. They'll eat it. It'll break down.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean,
Yeah, when
I
it comes,
spend some money on my worms, buying them things like that. But I'm trying to produce nice castings and keep them as healthy as possible. So I could just consider it an investment.
and yeah, when it comes to worms, Brooke, don't overfeed them. Start off less. You know what I mean? Because less is always best. Just because you got like 20 pounds of food for the week, you don't have to feed 1 pound of worms 20 pounds of food.
No, don't
You
put
can
it
like
all in there. You're gonna
yeah,
have a problem.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you'll have a big problem.
exactly. Yeah, you're welcome, Dan. But yeah, that's the thing. We always, when we're new, we get so excited and impatient, and we want to see our worms multiply overnight. But if you build it, they will come.
Yeah. And sometimes it takes them a while to get started. And then once they start eating, then it almost becomes like a frenzy for them. When I take a
Mhm.
food out of my freezer, I don't defrost it and then put it in. I just make a hole in it, just put it in there frozen and cover it back up.
Okay.
It defrosts in there, it provides moisture, and the worms they attack it. Now I've
So
never
how
done it for the African night crawlers. I won't ever do that for African night crawlers.
do the Africans like night crawlers eat a lot? Are they more like the carbon, or what? Are they big
Yeah,
consumers when it comes to food?
they eat a lot of carbon. They're more carbon eaters. They like cardboard and leaves and newspaper and like those paper bags. They love.
Okay.
When I put food in there, they devour usually the cardboard and that type of stuff before the other stuff.
They're
So
pretty worms. I love how the Africans look. That purple tent, they're so long. They're just a nice looking worm.
yeah, they are very pretty. Yeah, they got that purple hue to them. But they do better in the southern states. where it's nice and toasty.
Mm,
I've tried. Some of mine are still alive, but I know some of them have suffered.
yeah,
But, you know,
exactly.
that's the ice storm.
Yeah,
So
one thing I would definitely recommend if somebody was just starting off, to shoot for getting at least like say 500, a half a pound to 1,000, 1 pound of worms.
Mhm.
I was cheap and I struggled for a year. I was like, I'm just starting off with 50 worms, and they did grow, but oh my gosh, it's painful now looking back, because in 2.5 months, they completely 1 pound demolished the bedding and these food scraps.
Oh
And
yeah, they'll eat it fast.
yeah, and then I was like, when I'm checking them, I'm finding them where they're mating, and then I open up the bin and there's 15 cocoons on top. Then the next time there's 20, and I'm just like, wow, it was so cool. So that would be one tip is start off with at least a half a pound, maybe a pound, and you'll have faster turnover and be able to kind of see the evolution of the bin a little. It's a little neater, I mean, don't get me wrong, when I started with 50, it still worked.
Yeah,
I got in like 2.5 months the same amount that I got in like a year and a half.
right.
So,
now don't be trying to steal my video topic, but when it comes to worms, 2 signs I think for healthy worm bin is if you see sprouts in your farm, or if you see cocoons.
Yeah,
Sprouts are amazing how they can grow when there's no light. So that goes to show that castings are amazing. If you have a question for us, another question. What type of worms would you recommend for South Florida outdoor worm bed? I think you go Africans, wouldn't they?
An African nightcrawler.
Yeah, that's a tropical worm.
You can also do a European nightcrawler out there. You just got to keep them moist and don't put them in direct sunlight, because they'll melt. But like in Texas, I never had my worms outside because we had a problem with fire ants.
Oh wow.
They would they'd invade a worm bin and your worms are gone within a few hours. I saw how much food you put in there, Brooke. Don't put any more than that. Wait until they're like more than halfway finished with that, and then add more food. And stems on strawberries, stems of any kind usually take a little longer to break up. Like an avocado will take forever.
Yeah, I've seen. I think Patrick always he got the pliers out, vermicomposting, and had to crack that thing.
Yeah, the peach pit. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll eventually get there. But like corn on the cob, they'll eat the corn right away, and that little cob will stick around for a long time.
I hear you. So, what are your thoughts on corn cobs? You think you could just put like 3 corn cobs in there, and they'll be good for months, or what? Like it says,
no, not months. I've done it though.
Okay.
I've done it. Once they eat the corn on the outside, I consider them like done with the food, and
that's right.
They'll mess around with the cob, but they won't really like eat it. It'll just break down by natural decomposition. But they love corn though. If you want to attract corn worms to the surface, put some corn there.
Oh, wow.
And just wait a few days. Wait for the corn to like ferment, and then when you go like this to the corn, you're gonna have a million worms.
And with Dan, if you get the chance, Dan, if your worm bin gets successful, I want to see a coconut before and after. I want to know if worms eat coconut and how long it takes. That's my question. Do a video on that one if you can do a time lapse or something.
I think they'll eat a coconut. I think so. It's natural. It's food. Who knows how long it'll take though? That's a good one, AJ. I gotta go get me a coconut now.
Yeah, I want to know, seriously.
But I wouldn't put the milk in there. I wouldn't put the thing in there. I would crack it open, drink the milk, and then put the coconut and see.
You gave some good feedback. Brooke said, she decided today she's gonna feed less, which is good.
You're welcome, Brooke.
There's another question that came up. Welcome, Erica. What do you think of large bottomless worm boxes, wooden boxes placed directly on the ground, red wigglers?
Well,
I
I
think
have
you said
I have a giant barrel outside that's plastic and it's directly on the ground with holes in it. And the
Mhm.
worms come and go as they please. They've kind of trained themselves to go according to seasons. But you're gonna have every kind of composting insect in there. So if that's okay with you, then it's fine. But if you put wood on the ground too, in a few years it'll break apart. Like one of my worm boxes right now outside, like my gardening boxes, it's falling apart because it's
Mhm.
wood. I don't seal my worm boxes with any chemicals or anything, so it's gonna break down.
And I don't think I would purchase worms. Me personally, I wouldn't purchase them for the outdoor worm bin. You know what I mean? Because you have more of the regular earthworms and spiders and millipedes and centipedes come in.
Yeah.
Would you buy 500 worms and that many and put them in an outdoor worm bin? Or we just take them out of how would you see? I don't want to waste my worms on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It depends how many you got, if you have enough to like waste on that or go outside, then do it. But if
Yeah,
you then buy them, it depends what your goals are.
yeah, yeah. I want to have a nice. My
Now,
goal. I want
I
to have a
know, I
big.
know with having the compost bin, that if I was doing something more outside, I would
Yeah,
try to scoop the ones that are already outside in the compost area,
that's right.
as opposed to adding. But if that's kind of all you have as an option,
And
it
yeah.
could be a good option.
Have you found any Alabama jumpers in your garden, Rick?
No.
Oh boy, I have. They're the
Is that an invasive worm?
Yeah.
they
Okay.
say it is, yeah. And what's weird about it is they're giant and they're very muscular like. But
Oh wow.
when they wiggle away, they slither away like a snake, and that freaks me out. I don't even like touching them. And I did, and
Oh
I ended
wow.
up doing it, and I don't know where it landed, but anyway, I know I have them because I've seen them. But they're usually around the straw near my worm bin. They like to hang up there. But they go like that when they leave. Oh,
Yeah, I kind of Googled it
they're big.
after you first had it,
That's what
and it was saying like, typical worm maybe travels like, up to 100 yards in like a year, and those things go up to like, 30 miles or something crazy.
Yeah.
So they just once they get into an area, they just spread.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. They haven't hurt my garden though, so I think they just like my compost pile and they're sticking there, but
Yeah, they
I
tend
hope they
they tend to
never.
go after that leafy matter,
Yeah.
and that's the problem. Instead of having those leaves break down, you have
Yeah.
these evasive worms coming in, eating it, and then they just kind of move on to the next area. So then it really affects the
The ecosystem.
yes,
Okay.
your natural plants, and
Yeah.
it's bad for them.
A lot of people breed them to sell them. I've seen them for sale on
Wow.
eBay. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, if you go
wow.
on eBay, look it up.
Hmm.
And they breed them for fishing. But cocoons gets loose and then there you go.
Yeah,
I hear you.
I actually went ahead and I did the master gardening class for Delaware, and
Mhm.
they were talking about that in one of the sections, and it definitely affects your native plants, and they were actually talking about like kind of like deforestation in our area, and
Yeah.
they actually put in like bills through the state to say if you cut down forests when you go to build, you have to actually plant so many native plants
Okay.
to try to reintroduce them
Okay.
back into the area.
Yeah, here they say if you see them, kill them.
Oh,
Throw
Huh.
them in a bucket
yeah.
of water or something. I have red wigglers and others. If I want to do a worm farm, can I pick some to start? Sure. I mean,
Yeah.
it'll take a little bit, but yeah, if that's all you
Yeah.
got, sure, pick them up.
Yeah. That'd be the way to do it.
Yeah.
So I try to do an outdoor worm bin. I put them in a 33-gallon trash can, but in the spring, I'll just when winter's coming, I'll bring them back in the house. So yeah, that way I try to put like you don't want to put grass and stuff because it heats up. So I'm trying to put too much grass in my outdoor worm bin. I'll put leaves, but less grass. You
They
know.
love the grass.
Yeah,
You put gas, don't mix it in. That's for sure, because you're right. It will
exactly.
heat up, but they love eating it. If you put it on the surface, oh yeah, they love it.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming by, Brooke. Appreciate you.
Bye.
There's one tomorrow. The Garden Worm Lady is going to be going live tomorrow. I don't know her time, but go to her channel, click on the bell so you'll know when it starts. Click the bell for Rick's
That bell and
Garden
you'll
Worm.
find out.
Yeah, so we'll all know when someone's going live.
Yeah, I don't know what time either. I got to do some stuff at the house and
Yeah.
bake a little bit.
But if you want Rick and V, you can click that link up there. It's like an affiliate thing, but you can get the free copy, the free stream, as long as you want. If you want to try it, because I like this better than going YouTube live, because I like to see people, and it's completely
Yeah,
different.
This was
Yeah, I like to see people too. So Rick, we got to try this.
yeah.
And I watched over 40 StreamYard videos just to get this figured out.
Oh wow.
But it's not hard to do once you get it set up. You know, just need to. I got my smartphone hooked up and got my other TV, computer screen here, and once you get the basics figured out, it's good to go. I'm on my own. Yeah,
AJ,
YouTube.
is your wife ever gonna pop in and say hi?
Yeah.
No, they went to they call it a spotlight concert.
Uh-huh.
So I don't really like musicals and stuff unless my kids are in it. So
Oh.
they went. So I stayed home because you guys are more important right now. You know what I mean? But no, I don't really. I'm not a big musical person. You know what I mean. I'm more like, let's watch a gangster movie or a, Hannibal Lecter movie or something.
Yeah.
But no, it's all good. She'll be home in a little
I
bit.
went to a concert on Valentine's Day. We went to a concert. It was fun. Haven't been to a concert in years.
Yeah, I was going to say, I definitely the next time I'll have to have my charger because I'm under 20% right now.
Oh yeah.
No, I definitely understand, and I know you're an hour ahead of me for your time and stuff.
Yeah,
It's
it's 9 o'clock here.
9:07 for me.
Yeah, it's 9:07 here too.
Yeah, but I think we're the last three in here. So you guys want to end it, we can touch base again, and I'll try to make your last stream tomorrow. And our Barchuckin let me know. We can touch base in the emails and let me know.
Yeah,
this
in the
great.
summer, maybe we could do a live stream outside, like in our
That's
garden.
right.
That'd be nice.
That's right. But I appreciate you guys taking time out to come and connect. This was awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you for doing it. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So
Well, I'm gonna go get my Chinese food.
Okay, see you guys.
So I just want to say, if you like what you're hearing from me, subscribe to my channel.
Hit that little bell notification so you don't miss another video.
Exactly. Take care, Warm Lady, and everyone else. We appreciate you all coming out tonight. And have a blessed
Take
day.
care, guys.
Thanks.
Yep.
Good night.
Good night,
Bye.
everyone. Bye.
Bye.